Hi, I'm SimmerRue, and welcome to my channel. I know I'm like 2 weeks late when it came to this pack, but we are here today and we are building a family ranch. So with that being said, this video is quite long, so let's jump right into the speed build. I play a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2. It is my favorite game, so clearly this pack is up my alley. I have built so many ranches. I have been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 again on my own free time, and it has just been absolutely amazing. I really wanted this house to kind of be on a diagonal. I didn't want everything to feel so uniform as what The Sims usually is, because we do have a couple of things on this little property itself. We have the main house, which is this. We also have a log cabin with like a dog trot in between it. It's very old westerny. We have our barn. We also have like a little enclosement where your horses can be during the day. So I'm trying to figure out how I kind of want this house to be. I knew I didn't want it to be too big. I was going for like the old western type of house. So this is the log cabin that I was talking about. That little part that separates the two log cabins from each other. That is called the dog trot. That is there just to make things like feel a little bit more airy. It's for ventilation purposes. It's to keep things cool in the hot weather. It has a couple of like uses. This is our barn that we are building. Now, obviously we like our farm hands. They are not going to live on the property, so that little log cabin that we have that is being turned into like an entertainment area. On the one side, we also have a sauna. I really wanted a sauna. This is for my own personal gameplay. I just, yeah, and also I was playing around while I was building this, so just keep that in mind as well. This was the very first thing that I built with this new pack. Another little thing, as I'm looking at the screen, I really just wish that they could figure out half walls. Why are there no shadows? They have, oh, not half walls, circular fences. Why are there no shadows? Why do we not have shadows? It's been there since base game, but yet still no shadows. And then, as I mentioned before, stairs cannot go on a diagonal. So in this house itself, the stairs does look like it is on a diagonal, but it's just the house that is. It's very complicated. It does make it quite nice though, because there is like one tile that your Sims can still walk through. So it has its benefits. It looks like you can't go through certain areas, but you actually can. So that's really nice, and I really like that. We are trying to figure out the floor plan. I don't know what it was doing there, but it just wasn't working. I We have a small little kitchen. This place has got 2 bedrooms. We have a kids room and then the main bedroom. We have a lot of entertainment, like entertaining things to do. There's a lot of skill building. We have like a piano. We also have an entire art room that's in the barn. But we will get to all of that as we continue into this build. I figured out that this is going to be where the kitchen is. We don't have a bathroom that's inside of the house. So we do have an outhouse that I am building right now. I've kind of felt like that little entrance by the kitchen, that would be a nice little way for your Sims to get in and out when they want to go to the bathroom. I made the decision to keep the outhouse outside and not put it inside, mostly because my floor plan. I had to then choose between having a second bedroom or having the bathroom or just completely redoing the floor plan, which it was a struggle to begin with to get the layout. So yeah, I just went with the outhouse outside. I was fine with it. This is a house that has been renovated, so it worked out absolutely perfectly. We just go in and we add some windows. I do add a separate shower and another bathroom that is in this log cabinet. So your Sims will have a shower, and it is technically a two-bathroom house, even though none of the bathrooms are actually attached to the home. This little small area here, that is going to be the sauna, and then there's a larger area that is then now going to be the like a bar. I think we have a couple of like activities that I added into the bar. I think we have the dartboard and we also have the foosball table. So there's a lot for your Sims to do on this property itself. It is really fun. Now I haven't talked about the expansion pack yet. I was thinking of, was I going to do a review or wasn't I, but I was the victim of an LGBTQ plus hate crime just after my previous video that I posted, and I wanted to come on here and talk about it originally after it happened, after everything has settled down, but I was filled with hatred and it wouldn't have been right for me to talk about it. I had to go and just sort myself out mentally, decide and reevaluate where I want everything to go. And that includes my channel, which community is everything. We need to stand by each other. We just blatant unnecessary hatred is just completely uncalled for. I am not going to have an entire thing about it. I am not going to say anything more about it. We must all just be safe. All that I am going to say is that just educate yourself if you are not aware of certain things in the LGBTQ plus community. Especially in America, there's a lot going on with like trans rights, the drag queens being absolutely dragged. It is just not the vibe. But yeah, if you do not know anything about this, educate yourself, learn more about it. It is an important movement. All lives, like, yeah, let's not be hypocritical towards certain people. But that is all that I'm going to say. We are going to leave that at that. And let's continue with this build. Originally, I wanted this barn area to just be a full-blown kids activity area. So we have two archways. I do change that. We change it into the nectar room later on. But for now, it is still the idea of everything being kind of open. I also needed more kitchen cabinets, so this open area that we have, we closed that down. All of these counters are functional. There is like a little bit of clipping, but I do add a lot of clutter on top of it, so you can't really see the clipping in the corner table. This kitchen is absolutely stunning. I went for the green counters because green is my favorite color. But I do regret actually using green. Well, I did after I did my build that comes after this, which is very much Courage the Cowardly Dog inspired. And they have green cabinets. So I had to make some like creative choices and not add green cabinets because I couldn't have two builds that I build like one after another just have the same color cabinets. Like I couldn't do that to myself. I felt too guilty. I had to make some changes. So here you can see that we are actually going through all of the items. Everything still has little stars on them. This was me experiencing this build for the first time. I was quite sad that the sink doesn't really attach to the counters itself. It does look like it matches, but it is separate and they don't have all the swatches, which is fine. I mean, the kitchen counters itself, it's just so cheap to the point of where you really actually don't yeah, it doesn't really matter. I'm just happy that we have more cheap counters that you could use in all kinds of starters. I have built two starters. Well, I showed three as was, but I was just sitting this way. But I built two starters, which, if you know me, I am not very good with starters. But this pack lends itself so well to a starter. It's even better than Eco Lifestyle. And Eco Lifestyle really, really lends itself very well to starter builds. If you combine the two, it is like the perfect combination. As I did with one of my builds that's also coming out, which is my favorite build. Even though I do love this build, that build is my absolute favorite. It's like a completely like rundown build. It's for a certain demographic of Sims. It is very much inspired also by a certain demographic of people in America, which I would not name because I am not going to be that type of person. But it does have the word red in it. That's all I'm saying. It's a very cool house though. I'm absolutely obsessed. And I cannot wait for you all to see it. It is absolutely amazing. Now, decorating this house was it was really fun. I haven't had this much fun building something in forever. I love basically almost all the items that came with this. That fireplace is absolutely stunning. We've needed another one like that since Eco Lifestyle, and I'm so glad that we have a more rustic one. This will blend in perfectly with a lot of that type of builds. I have a lot of builds in mind of what I am going to use. We also got a new piano, which very much looks like the pianos that you got in like the saloons back in the day. So I am also going to be building a saloon. I have all my little plans drawn out on my table. That is a build that I have not done yet. I have basically almost built this entire world though. I think I have like 3 lots, maybe 2 lots left to build. This pack was just amazing. It's never happened to me like before with any other expansion pack where I actually get so involved with a world that I just continuously want to build in it. And this world is one of them. I think it is my biasness towards desert worlds in The Sims, because the only other world that I also have basically like rebuilt twice, even more, is Strangerville. I have been obsessed with desert worlds in The Sims since The Sims 2. Strangeville is my OG place, you know? Pollination Technician 9, OG Daddy. Like, come on. You cannot even. You cannot even. Everybody loves themselves on Pollination Technician 9. And if you don't, there's something seriously wrong with you. And I'm judging you so badly right now. No, I'm actually not. This is a judge-free channel. And I don't even know what I'm saying. Pollination Technician is amazing. And that is that. That is all that we are saying on this conversation. And as I mentioned, everything in this place is fully functional. This house looks so cozy. We add a little bit of a seating area down there. It is very small and it's only for 2 Sims. This Sim family, they have a tragedy that happened. I created them and I gave them like a beautiful horse. It's a beautiful couple. They had a child, and not even 10 minutes after I moved them in here, the child died in a fire accident. So they have a children's room, but they don't have a child, and I decided to keep that very much canon. So yeah, that's what's happening here. It's a very, very, very sad event of a childless family, and we are also not going to talk about that because it's very sad. But these things happen in The Sims, and I didn't even plan it. It was so tragic. I just went to the front. They were cooking, and I literally went to the front of my house. I mean, I haven't gotten like a fire in forever, and I was just talking to my boyfriend, and then when I came back, The Grim Reaper was here. Everybody is crying. The event has already happened. I didn't even get to see it. It completely happened off camera. It was honestly very tragic. I felt very sorry for them. And I was sitting here and I was like, am I going to restart this? But no, we didn't. And I do feel a little bit guilty about that. I have to admit. There is a part of me that's like, oh, Shay, maybe you should have restarted it. You basically are the god of this game. And yeah, I just decided to be not very nice. I wasn't a very nice ruler of The Sims. I'm sorry. Let's talk about this room of the non-existent child. So I first placed that little Bigfoot, that's his name, which is my favorite bear. But then I thought, this is the horse expansion pack, so we need unicorns. And as I placed the unicorn, I remembered the lack of unicorns that we have in this game. Now, during my constant building, though, I have figured out that unicorns are in the code. And so they had to be there, especially with like the waterfall. And yeah, there's like literally a unicorn in debug. They didn't even try to hide their tracks that they were going to give us unicorns. They didn't even hide the fact that we have like an incomplete game. They didn't even acknowledge it. They were just like, oh, well, here it is in the coding. Sorry, not sorry. Like, allegedly. Please don't sue me. But still, it's there. So, yeah, that for me is kind of like, okay, a little bit of a slap in my face, but we expect nothing less at this point. Like, honestly, I don't. That is the one of the only like negative things that I honestly have about this pack. Everything else is really fun. It seemed very basic and very like shallow with the gameplay that they showed us, but it really isn't. My nose ring is constantly itchy. There hasn't even been one in there in like months. I think it's been a year since I lost it. I've just been too lazy to go and get like a new nose ring. And I really should, because it's right there where I buy my groceries. I just like every time I'm like, oh, maybe next time I'll just go into here. I really badly want to go home, and then I just go home. But this time I'm not going to go home. Also, this little log cabin, it really needed some extra detail. So we go ahead and we add those base game wooden, like, extension detail things that they gave us. Absolutely stunning. Completely changed that entire log cabin, and I was obsessed. This is where I also decided that I was going to turn that little hallway into the nectar making. Now, fun little fact about this pack, that if you do nectar making in like a basement or something, the wine like ferments really nice, so, and quickly. So yeah, there's a little bonus tip. I was going to put this in a basement, and I had the entire basement built. It took me very long, and it was very beautiful, and there were like pillars and like eaves and all kinds of things was going on there, but it became a bit much, so I deleted all of that and we instead moved everything here. But I am going to build a proper cellar, because I keep on thinking about it, and I keep on thinking about what a bad decision I made and why I made this. Even as I was editing this, I was like, why did you make that choice? And I really do not have the like proper answer for you. I think I just had like massive poo brain, like massive, and yeah, I disappointed myself. But what I do have to say is that the wood swatches in this pack is absolutely amazing. It is just so stunning. We also need more hay bales. Like, we don't have enough. We have the seating one, and then we do have like another one in debug, but it looks exactly the same. It's not even bigger or anything. So you might as well just use that, unless you want to use money and you actually want your Sims to like sit on it. But this one is the actual one that your Sims can sit on. But we do use a bunch for decoration downstairs, and it took me forever to get it. Also, Get Famous is perfect with this pack. Like, Get Famous has got so many things that I used while, yeah, it's just absolutely perfect. There's this little wow that goes so well. I completely forgot that they had like a Western theme going on in one of the movie sets. So perfect. Perfect decorations. We will get to all of that later. I There will be a little bit of a jump. There we go, where there's just a bunch of everything just placed outside. I had to go through debug, and it took a very long time. This was when I was looking for, firstly, a windmill, because we needed a windmill. This type of farm, it needs a windmill. I'm very sorry. They're not gonna have a windmill. And I wanted the one with Strangerville because that one is quite large, but I can't find the blades. The blades are missing. And this one's blades doesn't want to go all the way up, and I didn't have the tool mod, so I couldn't rise it even higher than what it was. So, disaster. Everything was just a mess. Here we have some more hay bales that we just place. As I was placing them, I thought to myself, where do they come from? Am I going to like create like a hay farm? And I wanted to. But then I was like, no, then I have to move everything around and away. We will do that at a later time. And I am planning on doing that. I want to make like an entire hay farm. We don't have enough hay, but we do have the like tool mod. So it is possible. It is possible. You see, there's that little well. How perfect is that well? That well is just absolutely stunning. Also, this new barbecue grill thing that they gave us. Perfect. I'm obsessed. I'm going to use it in so many builds. Now are going over to our outhouse. This outhouse is stunning. I would live in this outhouse. I am not too sure about the wooden bath though, but it does look really nice. It actually looks really good. I'm just concerned of, doesn't the wood like swell? Obviously, they probably put like some kind of thing in it to prevent it. But splinters, all kind. No, I've just got too many issues about bathing in wood, but it still looks really nice. I mean, this outhouse is very fancy. This outhouse is more fancy than like my own bathroom, which is really sad. But I think everything is more fancy than my bathroom. We live in a high-rise building, so it's very small. It's so tiny. I just want a bath. I am so sick and tired of showering. You have no idea. My legs are always so cold. I'm very tall. And just always cold legs. And I'm so sick and tired of it. I want a nice big bath where I can just relax. Just sounds so nice. Unrealistic at this point of time. But still, just so nice. Now let's talk about our little bar area. I was considering, am I actually going to turn this into a room? And then I decided, no, let's make an entertainment area. So we have the foosball, we have the dartboard. I even placed like one of those little critters from like the rodents, but I removed it. It became a little bit too much. And then here we have, oh my god, I have to sneeze. That was intense, and I am back. Like, I'm somewhat crying. I don't even know where that sneeze came from. It just came out of nowhere. But yeah, we were talking about the sauna. I really like putting saunas in my own personal builds because I feel like I want a sauna in real life. So I like to give my Sims things that I know I cannot necessarily have. And this is one of them. If I could, I would have implemented the cupcake machine, which is usually also in my normal everyday builds, like my normal gameplay builds, but I would never put it in like a YouTube video. Like, that's just absolutely insane. But I will one day give you a tour of what my actual homes look like. It's a mess. They're beautiful, but there's a lot of random shit just everywhere. Just like everywhere. Now that little juice maker thing, it's also functional, even though because they kind of interact with it from a distance in any case. So that does make it perfect, so you can still use it. We do have a chessboard because what is The Sims without a chessboard? It's absolutely nothing. That is what it is. And then we just go around and we add just some detail. Now we are starting to get to my favorite part of the build, which is the grass. It's a simple thing, but I am so happy that grass is not necessarily just in debug anymore. This is something that we've been needing for years. Like grass is literally only in debug. So I am so happy for this. This is the best thing that has ever been added, and I will be using it so much. I have been using it in every build to the point of where I had to tell myself, listen, you can't just have grass patches everywhere. You seriously need to put some plants down. So yeah, my obsession is kind of tamed, but not completely. Now we do go in, and I like to with my terrain paint, which is usually like a trust the process situation. It's always just trusted. It looks really bad now, but trusted, it will come together. I like making little paths as to where people would walk, how they would get to certain places. It makes me happy. So that is what I've been doing here. We go in with natural plants that I would feel grow in this area. We just looked at all the plants in the surrounding spaces, and then we just go ahead and fill that out. I do also place a lot of mosquitoes, but I had to go and delete most of my mosquitoes because I love the mosquitoes coming out of sinks and toilets and bathtubs, but your Sims refuse to use it. So I had to actually go ahead and remove all of those and just make everything functional and playable and fun. So that's a fun little fact that I didn't know. And I will never be doing that again because I do that in a lot of builds. Unless it's like an aesthetic build, then I will still continue to do it because I absolutely love it. Now, you will see the pond. I forgot to record the final part where I actually go ahead and like streamline a lot of plants that I placed, because especially around the pond area, because I went a little bit overboard and it just isn't the vibe for the desert. So we had to go ahead and just completely redo all of that. But I will show that to you the moment we jump into the game. Here you can see I'm just going ahead and I'm placing mosquitoes everywhere because I thought it would be nice, and it just wasn't. It's so sad. It's just so sad. We also have a crocodile, which I haven't seen yet. I know it's there, but it just never pops up its head. So, yeah, there's that. Now, with that being said, let's quickly jump into the game. I can show you the small little changes and how beautiful it looks in game. Here we are back in the game, and my sim just got thrown off of her little horsey. Just look at how beautiful my horse is though, like absolutely stunning. She is the moment. But let's quickly look at my house. As you can see, I just took away some of the grass. I added a woohoo bush because we need some activities in this place. Now let's quickly look at our floor plan. Here we have our main bedroom. We have the kids' room. This is our little landing. This little spot on the landing is also completely accessible. As you can see, they cut a little bit of a bonsai tree. Going downstairs, this is our downstairs floor plan. It's kind of open floor plan, but not completely. We have our bathroom, a little entertainment area, the sauna, and then, of course, just our barn. Where's my little goat? I actually have a little black goat as well. Oh, there you are. Just look at it. These things are adorable. You can size them up, and then they, like, jump around as giants, and it is just... It's so cute. Let me quickly show you. So yeah, they like objects, so you just pick them up like this, and then you literally just like scale them up, and then they become white for some reason. Like the racism. Can you even deal? Thank you so much for joining me on this speed build. I hope you had a great time. Remember, I am starting to stream every Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. But I will post over on X, which is actually Twitter, all of my schedules. So with that being said, I hope you all have a great day and an amazing evening further. Bye bye.